I know that you love your food.
Yeah.
And you love your wine.
Yeah.
And you just got back from New York. So I was wondering if you'd actually tried any wine from New York.
No. No,
Right
I
answer.
haven't. There we
Right
go.
answer.
Yes. I mean, the first one. We're here.
So I remember you saying that you like rosé, but you sometimes find that you get drunk on it. So I've actually chosen a very low
so
alcohol
you started with that
rosé.
one. Yeah, there we go.
Makes for the best pods. And no, this, I know you love your rosés. You've just come back from New York. And it's actually from Channing and Daughters. So this winery was set up. He has one on, I think, the North Fork and the South Fork of Long Island.
Right.
And it's called Channing Daughters because he has 4 daughters. And I know that you're very close with your family, which we'll be getting into a bit later.
Yeah.
And it's a very foodie wine. It's made from the grape Cabernet Franc.
Right.
So I love it because it's a pale colour.
It's a beautiful bottle.
It's a beautiful bottle. He also, like you, has a lot of interests. He started life as a venture capitalist, but actually loved sculpture and
Not
particularly
like me at all. Because he's obviously he's good with money, which I'm not. So there we go.
But he kind of he loves kind of nature, and he got really into like tree sculptures. And he actually, where he planted some of his trees for his sculptures, he actually then went and then started planting vines much later on. Oh, wow. And actually, if you visit his winery, he sadly died in 2015, but it's still running. And if you go to one of his vineyards, they've actually got lots of his sculptures around the vineyard. So it kind of is a lovely kind of combination of wine and art, and you have many interests too, which all kind of blend really well together. So I thought this was an interesting and not your usual suspect rosé, even though it won't freak people out because it's still very delicate looking.
Very delicate. What do we launch in?
And there's only 1,228 cases made. I love it when you can actually see. I mean, it's like it's small production, boutique. Everything's done in a very sustainable way. He actually loves rosé so much that there's 5 different kinds of rosé, but this is the 100% Cabernet Franc.
Is it just rosé that they make?
No, they do white wine, orange wines, red wines as well. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me.
My absolute pleasure.
No, you've got to teach me how to do this.
So
Because
the 3
I
steps.
saw what you did.
I swelled
and
it.
I already messed it up.
There's no such thing as messing it up.
No, I did. I messed it up.
There's
You went
3 steps. So
straight in.
the Singer
Okay.
principles, you didn't learn this at wine school.
no.
This is my own kind of little TM.
Okay.
Swirly, swirly.
Right.
That's the first principle because that oxygenates the wine and releases the flavor compounds.
Right.
Then from swirly, swirly, you go to sniffy, sniffy because 90% of what you taste is what you smell.
Really?
Yes, that's why if you have a blocked nose or when you're a kid and you didn't want medicine, you go like this and then you wouldn't taste it.
Like with COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
Could-
I was so terrified about losing my sense of smell because that would make me lose my job.
That would be it.
That
well,
would be
thank
it.
God. It
Thank
didn't
goodness.
happen.
So yeah, swirly, swirly, sniffy, sniffy.
Okay.
And what you get, there's been no oak pod on this because they really want the purity of the fruit. Cabernet Franc, it's kind of like a kind of lighter version of Cabernet Sauvignon, and you get like a little bit of herbal elements, but also you get the red fruit, which you I love this because it's red plum, bright red cherries.
Yeah.
They have Atlantic breezes coming over into the vineyards on these like North Fork Islands. So it's meant to be like crisp, bright.
Yes. It is. It's
very
bright.
pure.
Is there a lot of wine produced on Long Island?
There's quite a few, like Long Island, upstate New York, Finger Lakes. So actually, you can even go in Brooklyn. They have an amazing winery where you can go and they work, it's kind of like a wine bar, but they have probably about 60 different producers. So it's all just New York wine.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Red Hook Winery. It's really, really great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
Next time you're in New York.
There we go. I just
Yeah.
returned from New York City. I didn't drink any New York. I have to come and see you to drink I have to come back to London to drink New York wine. It's beautiful.
And then after the swirly swirl, so that really kind of, with this, as I say, you're not getting anything from the oak. So everything should be pure fruit. And you do get like a little bit of like peppery spice too from the Cabernet Franc. And then the most fun part, the swirly swirly. So this is why no one looks good tasting wine, because you want to mimic the slurpy slurpy. So swirly swirly. Sniffy, sniffy, getting that lovely kind of delicate but bright perfume. And then the slurpy, slurpy, just take a teaspoonful, because any more than that you will dribble, and any less than that you're not giving yourself a chance.
Okay.
And you want to roll that teaspoonful round your tongue, because it's actually, the center of your palate is pretty insensitive. So it's really on the sides where you'll be picking up the brightness, the bright acidity, and also the body of the wine. So I can go first.
Yes.
Because also, why no one looks good. To really, basically, you want to mimic that swirling sensation. So that's why you see people almost as if they're sipping in air through a straw.
Right.
That helps the wine open up and really gives you a chance of tasting the flavors. So swirly, swirly. I have to do it on the table because I'm quite accident prone. Sniffy, sniffy. And then... And by doing that, you pick up the acidity, you pick up the flavors, and then you can still keep on tasting it. And that really shows like the persistence of the wine. This wine, it might look delicate, but it's got real substance. And if you can still keep on tasting it after like 3 or 4 seconds, and you're like, okay, no, this wine actually has complexity. Which, let's face it, a lot of Provence rosés are delicate in color, but you can just shove ice cubes in them, and they're great, for Weiss, wine and ice. But this actually, it's beautiful on its own. It's great with cheeses and kind of charcuterie. And yeah,
it's beautiful. I'm worried. I'm terrible. I mean, it's very good for a podcast. That slurpy.
Yeah.
It's like sort of ASMR, isn't it? But I'm worried if I do this. Shall I give it a go? Shall I do the slurpy?
Yes, please. It's a safe space.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, good. It is. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Until I spit all over your microphone.
We've had that happen before.
Have you?
Oh,
Okay.
yes. You
All
wouldn't
right,
be the
fine. Thank
first.
God.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Yep. Swirling around. You can also feel the lightness of body. So a light-bodied wine is like skimmed milk, if you've had that awful experience. Medium-bodied is more like semi-skimmed. And then like a full-bodied wine would be more like custard or cream. But this, I would say, is a light-bodied wine with bright acidity, bright fruit flavors, and you can still keep on tasting it.
Oh, yeah, it really stays in your mouth,
it really
doesn't
stays.
it?
Yeah, it's got that. So I thought it's charming, but it has substance, like you.